Aloha, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play Dark Souls. Alright, so let's get started. I said we're going to do some odds and ends, and that is precisely what we're going to do. Again, I've bought everything I can from Patris. I've basically bought everything I can from Andre. Tits, we need to go backwards. I don't want to go backwards. Alright, actually, you know what? I've already rested at that bonfire, so I can always homeward bone right back to it. That's another thing. I don't want that in my inventory. One of the things being careful about is that even if you open up shortcuts, I ended up opening up this because I was goofing around earlier. I forget why. Because I was trying to farm more Titanite shards. So I was actually farming the whole level and seeing if I could get summoned in the level. One thing to be careful about if you choose to go backwards through a level is that obviously the level is going to look very different because you're going backwards through it. But also be wary that some of the traps, like right now I'm being assaulted by archers, some of the traps like that can end up killing you if you're not careful. Same thing, if I climb down that ladder, there's going to be rats down there and they generally kill me. Now, truth be told, I actually intended to leave this guy alive. I don't know why... Or did I? Oh! I left him alive! This is excellent. Alright, this guy can be a jerk. I am so excited. I completely... must be on my other file. This guy can be a jerk. He's got what's called the Ultra... or the Black Knight Greatsword. But what you can do is, there you saw me standing on the stairwell out of sight. He will lose interest in you if you don't go all the way up the stairwell. So just wait. Have people, like if there's people in your party, it probably won't work because they'll make noise and he'll turn around and look. But if it's just you, you can actually sneak up on him and get off a fresh backstab, giving you early damage. Now, I'm actually a bit of a coward when it comes to fighting him. He's got an overhead attack, which, let's see if I can proc it. That's not it. He's got a stab, and that will knock you back. Where's that overhead? He's got this move where he drags his sword across the ground, and that will also knock you back. And up on that tower, I'll have to show it off in a second. There it is. That overhand attack, I believe, is unblockable. And so what I'm doing here is Again, I recommend watching your opponent's attack patterns. And what I'm doing is I'm going in and out of his attack range to proc his attack. Oh, I only got a Titanite chunk. Boo. Boo. Alright, but if you try to fight him up here, he's actually got a huge advantage over you. And this ledge here, you can actually be knocked off of it, and you will fall to your death. So, with that being said, fighting him up here is not optimal. He is actually very easily parried, especially if you know his moveset. He doesn't have any fast attacks with that sword. It's a very slow attacking sword. Very easy to parry. I'm a coward, and at the moment I haven't put any points into vitality, so I'm even more of a coward. But if you put a few points into vitality or endurance, or like a mix of both, my dragon's still there. I'm going to get him to fly away. Love it. I'm actually getting quite comfortable with the Drake Sword. I'm actually not very happy to say that. I do plan to use it through one last area, and then I'm probably going to say farewell to it for a while. A hidden bonus that I actually did not know about the Drake Sword is in the upper left-hand corner, underneath my humanity, you will see a shield with the up sign. And the reasoning behind that is that the Drake Sword actually gives you a bonus to elemental resistances. So here, my magic defense, my flame defense, and my lightning are 137, 129, and 98. Not easy to remember. So 140, 130, 100. Much easier. 140, 130, 100. Now, if I switch my sword off, so I'm no longer receiving the benefit from it, 140, 130, 100. Alright, that one didn't really receive a benefit at all. Did it? Did it even receive a benefit? No. So I guess it's just magic and flame defense. Even more interesting. I thought it increased my lightning resist. Whatever. Don't. That doesn't even matter to me. Alright, I know where I need to go. I'm just debating about which is the fastest way. So we're going to come down here to our first bonfire, and I haven't kindled this. So to show this off again, I'm sorry to do this to you guys and gals and pretty ladies. My cursed resistant item discovery. When you have 10 humanity, this is going to max out at 210. The highest item discovery you can have is 210. There is one exception to that where you can have it higher than that. I will address that when we reach that point in the game. But our curse resist, I believe, does keep climbing up, and I think that there is eventually a cap to it. I don't know what the cap is, but that's about to go down. So it's 129 at 16 humanity. So here we're going to kindle this bonfire. So that way this bonfire will also give us 10 humanity every time we rest here. Now if you try to kindle it more than 10, it will say cannot kindle further without the secret rite. I will be showing that off in this playthrough. So yeah, bonfire now kindled, and now we're at 128 for curse resist. Not a big deal. But we also rested at that bonfire, so that means all enemies have respawned. It's one heck of an arrow in my head. But Titanite shards. I will take Titanite shards. This guy I don't want sneaking up on me. He generally hears you moving around, especially if you're in any type of non-cloth armor. He will almost always hear you, and I think even in cloth armor, he might hear you killing that archer and he'll aggro up. But yes, there's actually, I just saw that last creature that I killed was... Oh, you're late. So there's me lining up all three for a single blow, and that was actually my R2. I'm actually really liking the Drake Sword. In terms of first playthrough, it is a bit of an overpowered weapon, but I honestly must say, the moveset for it is very easy to get comfortable with. And there are some bad situations where you want a ranged attack and maybe you're not comfortable or you don't have a bow and arrow. You can just switch to two hands and just throw, moments like that, where if you want to take out a key component somewhere for XYZ reason, you don't have to worry or stress yourself with it. Actually, I don't know why I'm clearing out this area. I don't need to be this thorough. I do want to take out this archer, though, so he's not shooting me in the back. Oh, know what it was? I was trying to get more of the Hollow Warrior set. Generally, again, what you see on an enemy is what you can get off the enemy. There are a few exceptions to that rule. Well, hello. It's not kind of you. There are a few exceptions to that rule, but very, 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 very few. In which case, this gentleman down here, this guy will probably be the first enemy that you encounter that gives you a... Ah! I heard him. I completely heard him, and I did nothing. Did absolutely nothing. This gentleman here can give you a really big issue. I would recommend magic if you're a first-time player. If not, I would recommend luring him. He will chase you forever. He will basically chase you until you're dead. Luring him back up here is an easier stage to fight on. And if you don't feel comfortable fighting there, I'd recommend if you've cleared out the enemies in this area, bring him all the way back up here. Just keep him locked, keep your shield up, have a 100% physical block shield, and bring him all the way back here. However, I do want to show off that an enemy that I'm not afraid of being one-shotted by, especially even with my upgraded armor and such. I do want to show that you can parry him. So remember, any enemy that you can backstab, you can actually parry as well. So not to be completely reliant, but I will drag him out. That way you get to see a little bit more of his moveset. Because obviously the other Black Knight I cheesed. Although these do become an enemy later in the game. You'll also notice with their death animation, it's a little bit different, which most of the time... Ooh. most of the time in this game, that animation means that enemy will not respawn. Although, again, when you get to the midpoint of the game, that becomes less true. But as you can see here, even with my shield, I'm able to block pretty much anything. Now, one of the reasons, again, I would encourage you not to hold block is that he'll do that, which is his guard break. That is not true for that shield, but it's true because you're always holding up your shield. So, again, I do encourage you. Really? 2 Black Knights and I didn't get any of their belongings? Boo.